So now all the all correction officers are on strike, and people are not showing up to work. So now Kathy Hochul, what she had to do was call in the National Guard, and the National Guards took over the prison. So they're doing all the labor that correction officers are supposed to be doing. They're giving out mail, they're giving out food, they are escorting prisoners to the yard, the showers, etc. So now the National Guard, remember, they're not correction officers. These are Army people, right? So now the program stopped. There's no programming going on. Now let me tell y'all something. They even stopped law library and things like that. So now people that had motions in the court, they can't even perfect their motions and do a proper response because they don't have access to the law library, right? Now, Kathy Hochul, she knew what was going on. She fired 2,000 correction officers for illegally striking. But my friend, a good friend of mine, his name is Bruce Bryan. Bruce Bryan was with the commissioner. He's a wrongful convicted prisoner, and he's into the politics, and he works for a law firm, and he's all about prison reform. So he understands what's going on, and they all know him, and he's there to help prisoners out from the outside, right? So he's a voice for the prisoners that's inside, and he's home now on the outside. And he sat down with the commissioner, and the commissioner told him, among other prison reformers, that the strike was a hoax and that those officers are under federal investigation. So the feds are about to come in, lock them up for illegally striking and causing all of this drama. And I say all this to say, these correction officers, don't think that these people are not bitter people. They're very, very bitter. They're mad that they had to do doubles, like they had to do overtime mandatorily. They mad that prisoners have rights. If you leave it up to them, they still in the mentality, hang those niggas. You understand? Because that's their mentality up in them little towns. You know, towns like Plattsburgh and the rest of these little towns in New York, Riverview, Malone, New York. They don't have black people up there or Spanish people. So they don't care about us. They only know what's from the New York Post and things like that. So they are mad that the box changed, right? It's not harsh as it used to be. They're so mad at so much different things, and they like, I don't know if it's Donald Trump or whatever conservative views they share, but they are trying to take our rights away, and they almost succeeded. And I'm explaining that to you in the next video. So yeah, these people almost succeeded. They in the new contract that they was demanding, the governor signed it to fruition. Basically, they wanted to take away the leniency of how the box is ran right now. But the box is not even lenient. It's still the box, but they have programming going on in the box now. So before, if you had like 10 months in the box or a year in the box, you was just basically in that box and just rotting away, 23 hours inside, 1 hour of recreation, and that was that. Now, in the box, you can actually get your programs done. You're still restricted from the regular population, but they have programming now, right? And that's good because it keeps prisoners from losing their mind by, from being in the box for so long, for 23 hours a day, for 10 months straight. You can lose your mind and lose yourself. And I know plenty of people who lost their mind because those restrictions are those conditions are so hard. So the box is a lot more better for the prisoner in the jail. But for some reason, the correction officers, they are rallying to try to take the rights away that we have now, as far as like, not we, but the prisoners have now. And they want to implement the old rules, which is counterproductive. And a lot of things. They want our people to be subjected to strip searches when they come visit us. They have to go through x-ray machines like as if they're going on an airplane in the airport. They are just trying to take away our rights slowly but surely. And they almost succeeded with this hoax, because anytime these correction officers go on strike, they know how important their job is to the public, and they'll use any tactic to scare the public, because that's what it's all about. when you're in prison and you're a correction officer and you want to scare the public or bully the governor into doing something, all you have to do is create an issue. It's a safety issue. The governor starts panicking. The Congress in New York start panicking, and before you know it, budgets are getting passed and monies is getting sent to Department of Corrections, all off of a bully tactic. And they've been doing this for years, since the beginning of the prison system, bullying the governor. But Kathy Hochul and her investigative team caught what was going on, and I think they're going to lay the hammer down, and they're going to make sure that this is a lesson to all correction officers. Never try no shit like this again, because these 3 dudes that did this hoax in Collins Correctional Facility, these correction officers, man, they are in for the shock of their lives. They are going to lay the hammer down on their asses, and I say it's good for your ass.